Good evening. You are tuned in to AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. Datin Sri Rosmah Mansoor has been granted a full acquittal in her 7.1 million ringgit money laundering and tax evasion case. This comes after the High Court allowed Rosmah's application to strike out all the charges she faces in the trial. The Attorney General's Chamber says it will appeal the High Court's decision.
Justice K. Muniandi issued the order on the basis that the charges were flawed for failing to specify the key elements of the alleged offences, including the transactions involving money laundering. In this trial, Rosmah faces 17 charges involving 7.1 million ringgit transferred into her personal bank account between 2013 and 2017. The first 12 charges involve purported money laundering offences, while the other 5 are alleged tax evasion offences. 73-year-old Rosmah said the acquittal came as a meaningful gift during her birthday month.
The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, has confirmed that no criminal elements were found in the tender process for the One Bestari Net project. As such, no parties will be charged in relation to the now defunct project under the Education Ministry.
In a statement, MACC said it had received instructions from the Deputy Public Prosecutor that no charges were necessary. The MACC also investigated governance issues and financial claims related to the 4.1 billion ringgit contract awarded to YTL Communications Sdn Berhad in 2011. Following its investigation, the MACC recommended governance improvements, including for the ministry to engage YTL Communications to address outstanding issues from the tender service contract. The One Bestari Net project aimed to provide high-speed internet access to 10,000 schools nationwide.
12 students from University Malaysia Terengganu, UMT, have been remanded for 4 days as police investigate the alleged assault of a fellow student, which left him with serious injuries. The incident reportedly occurred early Sunday at the UMT Male Residential College. The 21-year-old victim, an accounting student, claimed he was beaten in turns, strangled, kicked, punched and struck with a blunt object. The victim, who is now in stable condition, contacted his parents in Malacca following the attack. They brought him to the emergency department of Sultanah Nur Zahirah Hospital in Kuala Terengganu for treatment. Police have classified the case under Section 148 of the Penal Code for rioting with weapons, with investigations ongoing. The government is assessing social media laws for children in Australia and France before deciding on the possibility of implementing similar laws in Malaysia. Deputy Communications Minister Teo Ni Cheng says the ministry has to evaluate first how these countries plan to enforce such regulations before proceeding.
Australia recently banned minors under 16 from using social media, while France requires parental consent for children under 15. She was responding to an additional question from Senator Manolan Mohamad in the Dewan Negara on whether the government plans to emulate Australia's banning of social media use for children under 16, set to be enforced by the end of 2025. Separately, Communications Minister Fahmi Fazil said there were no plans to replicate such laws in Malaysia for now. Instead, the government would focus on enforcing current restrictions that prohibit users under 13 from creating accounts on social media platforms. He added that the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, would take further action if platform operators fail to comply with the age restriction ban effective January 1st.
The bill amending the Education Act 1996 to make secondary education compulsory is expected to be tabled at the Dewan Rakyat in February next year. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq says the bill is currently under review by the Attorney General's Chambers.
Kita sudah pun ada dasar pendidikan sekolah rendah yang mana dengan adanya dasar tersebut kita mencapai enrolment sejagat yang sangat tinggi iaitu 98-99% dan dasar pendidikan wajib sekolah menengah ini maknanya kita nak zahirkan komitmen kita untuk memastikan anak-anak kita tidak berlaku keciran di peringkat sekolah menengah khususnya menengah atas.
Fadlina acknowledged there are obstacles, especially in the post-COVID era, as well as some situations where the students are working. She said the process would begin with advocacy and awareness campaigns, targeting parents and the community before tabling the bill in the next parliamentary session.
The Health Ministry has issued over 5,600 notices amounting to 1.37 million ringgit in compounds for smoking-related offences between October 1st and December 17th. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad says majority of the offences was for smoking in prohibited areas.
While 193 notices involved underage individuals smoking or using tobacco products. Zulkifli also introduced the Jom Lapo portal, which allows the public to report violations of smoking-related laws. Complaints can be submitted anonymously with photographic evidence and location details, covering violations such as advertising smoking products, illegal sales and underage smoking.
Malaysia Aviation Group MAG, the parent company of Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB, welcomes its first A330neo aircraft into its fleet. Transport Minister Anthony Loke says with the new addition, there are high expectations for the national carrier to make significant improvements.
He emphasized the importance of these upgrades in positioning Malaysia as a global aviation leader. While MAB and MAS wings have improved on-time performance, Anthony acknowledged room for further growth, especially with the expanded fleet. He also revealed plans for Malaysia Airlines to expand its routes to major European destinations next year. The A330neo features advanced aerodynamics and materials, reducing fuel consumption and carbon emissions by 14% compared to older models. The group is set to receive 20 A330neo aircraft by 2028.
We will be back with more after the break.
You keep scratching the surface for dandruff? But the problem lies deeper. Use Head & Shoulders. It goes 5 layers deep to defeat dandruff and itch. Be up to 100% dandruff-free. Head & Shoulders, dermatologically tested.
Di mana jua dengan keluarga lagi bahagia. Momen dikongsi jadi lebih bermakna. Walau jauh di mata, tetap dekat di hati. Keluarga harmoni bila semuanya dikongsi. Bila keluarga di sisi, detik jadi istimewa. Kongsikan segalanya dengan family. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma. 4 talian untuk family.
Rambut gugur lagi? Macam mana Gunakan Pantene Baharu dengan provitamin mikro yang meresap dan menguatkan rambut dari dalam. Rambut 10 kali lebih kuat terhadap rambut gugur. Pantene Baharu.
A French court has found Gisele Pelicot guilty for repeatedly drugging and raping his ex-wife Gisele for nearly a decade. He was sentenced to the maximum term of 20 years in jail, along with 50 other men recruited to rape Gisele's unconscious body in their home. All the 50 men on trial were also found guilty over rapes and sexual assaults of Gisele. Dominic was further found guilty of taking indecent pictures of his daughter and daughters-in-law. The presiding judge in Avignon's criminal court ruled that he would not be eligible for parole until he has served at least 2/3 of his sentence. During the trial, the 72-year-old admitted to drugging Gisele for almost a decade, so he and strangers he found online could rape her. The other men, aged 27 to 74, received prison terms ranging from 3 to 13 years. The case has sparked protests across France in solidarity with Gisele and ignited a debate over revising the country's rape laws, which currently do not explicitly require consent for sexual acts. In India, search and rescue teams are working to find survivors of a boat accident near Mumbai that has claimed 13 lives. Authorities believe at least 2 people are still missing. A naval speedboat had lost control and collided with a privately owned vessel that was carrying tourists to the nearby Elephanta Caves. The ferry capsized as a result. 114 people were rescued, with 4 remaining in critical condition. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has offered relief payments of 200,000 Indian rupees for the families of the deceased and 50,000 rupees for each injured victim. The caves, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, are a popular tourist attraction. Visitors typically make the hour-long boat journey from the Gateway of India monument at Mumbai's southern tip to reach the site. At least 100 North Korean soldiers have reportedly been killed since joining combat on Russia's side in its war with Ukraine. According to a South Korean MP, another 1,000 have been injured.
MP Lee Sung-kwon shared the figures with reporters after a parliamentary briefing by the country's National Intelligence Service. He said the casualties, which include high-ranking officials, were likely due to troops' unfamiliarity with the local terrain and drone warfare. In October, North Korea had deployed around 10,000 troops to bolster Russia's war efforts. The soldiers are believed to have spent their first week's training in Russia before serving in support roles. The reported casualties occurred in Russia's Kursk region, where Ukrainian forces are defending a small area captured during a surprise incursion in August. The first reports of North Korean casualties came earlier in the week, with Ukraine's military intelligence agency saying around 30 had been killed or wounded in fighting over the weekend.
Residents of India's capital, New Delhi, are battling hazardous smog yet again, with the city shrouded in a thick blanket of pollution on Thursday. The Air Quality Index, AQI, has soared past the 1,000-point mark, well beyond safe levels, making even basic activities like breathing and moving outdoors a challenge.
Drone footage showed a thick layer of toxic haze over New Delhi's skyline, with traffic crawling due to poor visibility. According to Swiss air quality group IQ Air, the city's air quality index AQI hit 1,081, classifying the air as hazardous. India's Central Pollution Control Board, meanwhile, reported a 24-hour AQI of 450, posing severe health risks to everyone, including those with no pre-existing conditions. For decades, Delhi has held the grim title of the world's most polluted city, with worsening air quality driven by factors like vehicle emissions, coal-burning power plants, and waste burning at landfills.
A Google Street View image of a man loading a large white plastic bag into the boot of his car has helped unravel a murder case in a northern Spanish town. Spanish police say the chilling image may have provided them further clues on the vehicle used in the murder of a man more than a year ago.
Another image showed a man at the top of a street pushing a wheelbarrow with a large white package. According to police, the case dates back to November 2023, when a 33-year-old Cuban man was reported missing by his cousin. Police eventually arrested a man and a woman last month. The woman is reportedly the victim's former partner, while the man, who police suspect is the same man seen in the Google photo, is allegedly her partner. Dismembered remains believed to be the victim were also found in a cemetery last week. This was the first time in 15 years that the Google car had been to the town of Tahueco in the northern province of Soria. Police say the investigation is ongoing, but highlight the role that Google Maps had played in capturing the harrowing images seemingly connected to the murder.
That wraps up AWANI tonight. Do check out our web portal, keeping you informed on the critical events shaping our world all in one place at international.astroawani.com. That's all for now. I'm Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching. Good night.